tonight won his way into our hearts playing some of our most iconic comedy characters before establishing himself as a globally acclaimed dramatic actor. He returns to cinema screens this week, reprising his role as Detective Aaron Falk in his new film Force of Nature, the sequel to the hit Aussie film The Dry. Would you please welcome Eric Bana? Welcome back. That was a slightly warmer welcome than I got tonight, but I'm okay with that. I'm really okay. Welcome back to The Weekly.
Thanks, mate. I do these shows all around the world. I've never quite got over this this idea of the desk, because I always feel like I'm in the principal's office.
Oh, really?
I do. I always feel, what have I done wrong? Principal Pickering has got me in today. There's a cane or a strap.
Mr. Bana, if I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times. Assume the position. No, it's great to have you here, and I got to talk about the new movie, Force of Nature. It's the sequel to The Dry, and it's set in the Dandenong Ranges. I have to say, though, not that dry.
No.
It actually, I thought maybe it should have been called The Damp.
That was muted. That was definitely considered. No, we wanted to honour the title of the book, which was, of course, Force of Nature, and many, many Jane Harper fans out there. So we thought the wet just doesn't quite cut it.
So in the movie, you reprise your character of Detective Falk. So what case is Falk cracking this time?
Well, this time, 5 women going on one of these team-building corporate retreats where, of course, they go hiking in the bush.
Yeah.
And they get lost.
Yes.
And one of them goes missing, and she happens to be my informant. And, yeah, it's about what's happened to poor Alice. You know, because everyone thinks they're going to be able to get their way out of the bush, and you can't. You're stuffed. Yeah. So I think it is a whodunit, but at the same time, this genre does lend itself to the audience trying to figure things out and thinking they're smarter than they are.
It's funny because having watched the movie, yeah, there was a point about halfway through where I'm going, I reckon I'm ahead of this. Yeah.
I call bull.
Really? Wow. That's,
Can I have your wife's number?
That feels highly inappropriate, Eric. If you ring my wife and say, hi, it's Eric Bana, she'll be like, can I go to the movies with you instead of...
No, she won't.
I tell you, I was in awe of something watching the movie. I loved the movie, really enjoyed it.
Great.
And I have to say that you do some beautiful looking out the window thinking acting in this movie. And I got home and I started watching some of your oeuvre, and look at this. I started to think, I think you might be one of the best. Yeah. So I think you might be one of the finest think-looking actors of your generation. And I was just wondering, how do you do it?
The trick is you've got to have a story. You've got to have an inner thought. And I can talk you through this. Do you want to try this?
I would love to try this with you, okay? I would love to.
So what I want you to do is not look at me, because that's too weird.
So I'll look out...
Wherever you want.
That could be my camera, and I'll look out. I'll channel my banner, and I'll just look out.
So I'm the director.
Look out into the hills.
I'm going to talk to you off screen, okay? And this is what your inner monologue does. Stop looking at me.
Sorry.
This is what your inner monologue is. Okay, you're looking out the window, down the street, and you see someone walking towards your house, and you recognise that it's someone you used to go to school with 25 years ago. But it's someone that you really don't like very much. And they're headed towards your front door, and they're dressed as a chicken. They approach the front door, and as they're about to knock, they change their mind and run away. There you go.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Did you feel that? Were you...
No offence, but I'm going to have to watch it back later.
Yeah, OK, sure. We'll check the rushes. Well, Eric Bana, I'll leave the proper acting up to you. I will say that Force of Nature, The Dry, opens in cinemas tomorrow. Would you please thank the wonderful Mr. Eric Bana?